Oh, why am I filming this at 1 in the morning? Severe procrastination. Hey everybody, I'm going to try and teach you guys how to draw hands today, if I don't fall asleep first. So we're going to draw just a few different angles of hands so you can get like a general idea of how to draw hands and how to do the outline. So I got a bunch of pictures from Google, and I'm just going to kind of break it down in like a few steps. Hands are actually really easy to draw. You just have to use a lot of circles and straight lines. So if you know how to draw stick people, you know how to draw hands. The first one we're going to do is, what are we gonna do? Let's just do a hand palm facing outward. And I draw upside down, so I'm gonna just flip the picture. Alright, so for this hand, I start out kind of drawing like a, I don't know what kind of shape that is. It's like a square, but this side has a couple of angles where the thumb goes. So that's the palm. And I just mark off where all of the fingers go. And when I'm adding fingers, I will add the line to where the first knuckle is probably going to go. And then where I think the knuckle is going to, the first knuckle right there is going to be, I just put a circle there. So that way I kind of like mark it. And then the second knuckle right before, right above the fingernail would be right there. And then this would be right where the end of the finger is. You can just do the same for this finger, but this, since this one's the middle finger, it's going to go up just a little bit higher because it's a longer finger. Just add the circles again. Line, circle, another line, and there's the middle finger. And now the ring finger. The ring finger goes out at a little bit of an angle like that. And the knuckle for that one usually lines up with the index finger for most people. It's a little bit shorter than the middle finger. And the pinky goes out at a little bit more of an angle. So the knuckle for that one, since it's a shorter finger, probably goes I wouldn't say halfway. Well, almost halfway to where right there. So I got those 4 fingers drawn. For the thumb, let's see. So the thumb is going to go right here where we added that weird angle on the square. So I just draw like an oval like that. And then the thumb, since that's at an angle, I just draw a diagonal line out. Actually, it's not that much at an angle. And then you can either do a triangle or you can just add a circle right there to where the knuckle is. It's pretty close to the hand, so I'd say the knuckle's like right there. And then go down with this line. It's not at as much of a drastic angle. And the thumb, since that one is at that one's always from the side, then see, that's where the knuckle goes. I'll just put a line there because the thumb is kind of a, it's at a different angle, so the shape of it's kind of weird. You could put like a triangle, like half of a triangle right there. Actually, I think it's a little bit shorter. So we got the outline of the hand so far. So it's just a bunch of circles and lines. Like I said, if you know how to draw stick people, then you probably know how to draw a hand. I'd say that's a safe assumption, but then again, I don't know your life. Now we're going to add the I don't know, whatever. We're gonna add this part of the finger where there's like skin and stuff. So this is gonna be ovals. And the right below the knuckle that's closest to the hand, that's usually like, that's the widest part of the finger. So they're going to be ovals, and this part of the finger, I won't draw circles for this part. I usually just draw like these weird slanted lines. Leave a little bit of space right there to draw around the knuckle later. And for the fingers, those kind of remind me of like gumdrops. Well, from this side, depending on like whose hand you're drawing. This particular hand, they remind me of gumdrops. So you just kind of trace around what you already drew. Pretty easy. And then you can make adjustments later to the actual shape of the fingers. Like I said, this is to give you a general idea. It really depends on whose hand you're drawing, because everybody's hands are different. I have weird old lady hands. See, I have skinny fingers and giant knuckles. And you can see all the veins in my hand. Looks nothing like this hand. Alright, now we're going to go over here where the thumb is and trace over that. Thumbs can be a little bit tricky because everybody's thumb is different. Some people have really fat fingers and some people have really skinny fingers. And for skinny fingers like this hand, you kind of have to draw like a triangle, and then you have to like, I don't know, it's a weird shape to describe. So we're just going to draw a triangle like that, like a rounded triangle kind of, and then there's going to be a line going out from this because the knuckle's right there. And for the last part of the thumb, where the wrist is, that one you're going to kind of do the same thing. So there's like a curved line right here. So once you go up around the knuckle, you're going to make the line a little bit slimmer and then go out again. And then right there, right about there is where the wrist starts. Alright, next we're going to draw a hand from the side. I find it pretty funny how many memes there are of like artists having problems drawing hands. I don't know what the big deal is. I've never really had that much of a problem drawing hands. I always thought that was the easiest thing. I do have a problem drawing lips. Those I seem to redraw a lot. Alright, so for this hand, this one's kind of like at a side, at an angle. So I'm just going to draw the, I think I'm going to draw part of the wrist, just so you can see where the wrist is. So this is where the wrist is. I'm going to put a rectangle right there. so I know where it is. And then the hand kind of goes out, and this is probably where the index finger is. And if hands are at an angle, I'll draw this really weird looking shape. I don't know what you want to call this, but it's like a bent rectangle. I guess that's the best way to describe it. That's where all the fingers are. And this is probably going to be where the thumb is. That's where the wrist, that's where the hand starts to bend at the wrist.